Assalamu alaikum, sir. So my question is from chapter 14, verse 20.
Chapter 40?
14, verse 20.
Hazrat Abdul Rahman Sahib's question is based on verse number 20 from chapter 14, Surah Ibrahim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alam tara anna Allaha khalaqa as-samawati wal arda bil haqqi in yasha yuzhibkum wa yati bi khalqin jadid wa ma zalika 'ala Allahi bi aziz. The translation of this verse is, do you not see that Allah created the heavens and the earth with truth? If He so pleases, He can do away with you and bring a new creation, and that is not at all hard for Allah.
Hazrat, my question is about وَيَأْتِي بِخَلْقٍ جَدِيدٍ. Could you kindly explain the message in this statement?
What is the message in this part? وَيَأْتِي بِخَلْقٍ جَدِيدٍ.
The message is that mankind should not take it for granted that it will continue to live on earth. Entire mankind can be wiped out if they continue to rebel against Allah and the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Then a new creation about which we don't know what sort of creation that could be would take over, and they will be better behaved people. What sort of animals they would be? Of course they would be animals, but they would be superior than the human race.
So this question is from Elvir Baraktaraj from Bosnia. He would like to know how it started and how has developed evolution of mankind, and is Darwin theory proved by the Holy Quran?
Most certainly not. Darwin's theory is rejected by the Holy Quran at every step of it. But evolution is not rejected. Evolution is mentioned repeatedly in the Holy Quran, and the ultimate goal of evolution was creation of man. All the previous creations were steps in achieving that ultimate object. That is as far as the Darwinism and evolution are concerned. I can pinpoint so many verses of the Holy Quran which speak of every stage in the creation of mankind and every stage in the creation of the previous creatures which were not mankind, and they are referred to as jinn. Now, jinn has many meanings, but one of the meanings of jinn is bacteria or viruses. And this is to this the Holy Quran refers وَخَلَقَ الْجَانَّ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ مِنْ نَارٍ. Before the creation of man, we created jinn from fire. Now those jinnat, as medieval ulama suppose, were working, serving the cause of Hazrat Dawood and Hazrat Sulaiman, alayhi salam. They, according to the Holy Quran, were in shackles and chains. So how can you bind a jinn in chains? It is impossible. And moreover, those jinnat who served their causes, whom God decided that they should serve the cause of those two great prophets of Allah, they used to dive in the sea and bring out pearls from there. Can a jinn which is made of fire go into the sea? It will be extinguished. And the Holy Quran mentions that it did not do them any damage. Particularly this mention is made there. So that is as far as the concept of jinn is concerned. But how were they created before mankind? Through blasts of radiation from the skies. And scientists now have got evidence that that is how the early bacteria and viruses were created. They were not created of earth. Man was created from earth. And they directly absorbed the blasts of fire, and from that energy they got their body made. Even that is very confusing how it happened unless God had so organized. One can't imagine how directly out of fire a creation can be made. But it is made. No scientist in the world can deny this. So as far as the creation of man is concerned, the Holy Quran says we began his creation from teen. And also every stage on the way to man is mentioned definitely and separately. What teen went through, what changes, and the mention of chlorophyll and how it, everything which you find green and everything, every vegetation, everything is made out of chlorophyll. Amazingly, the scientists try to give some plausible explanation of creation of other genes responsible for the creation of ultimate life. But I think the effort is that that explanation should be plausible. It is actually not. Because they agree that genes have no mind. Yet they are extremely complicated things. They could not have been created in part. Either they had to be created in whole and full, or they wouldn't exist. And they were not their own creations, this the scientists agree. So who created them? But apart from that question, they have no explanation of how chlorophyll evolved. Chlorophyll is a green substance responsible for all growth in the universe. Now, it's difficult for me to give you scientific formula, chemical formula of chlorophyll, but I assure you that you rest assured that without chlorophyll no life was possible. When you eat fruits, have you ever imagined that they daily come out of the earth? And man is daily created from earth. Because talk of grass, when the animals eat grass, you know, they make everything within them out of that grass. Their brain, their bones, their hearts, their lungs, everything they have is being made out of grass. So these stupid scientists, although they have worked so hard to understand the secrets of nature, are still blind. And imagine when you eat a fruit like banana or walnuts or apples, have you ever thought that out of the same earth they grow and have all different chemicals, different tastes and shapes which it was impossible for them to acquire through evolution. So everything you see around is a sign that although man was evolved through smaller things which may be referred to as amoeba or earlier than that, yet they were created from nafsin wahida. Whatever was the form of early life was not a couple. A single form of life existed for a long time and multiplied itself. Then, according to the Holy Quran, couples were made. This also is a very complicated thing. So I am sorry I have spoken too long, but you have got it, huh? So inshallah, for the time being that should suffice.